Seemed like the running game really got going today. Talk about how those guys blocked it up front.
Yeah, we saw going into the game with the game plan, big opportunity to be able to slash them in the run game, and the offensive linemen were so happy about that. So they came out with the mindset that they were going to beat their guy and win the war in the trenches, and the running backs saw every hole and helped the passing game out a lot.
Front row, right in the middle, John.
Wilton, again, we saw more Karan Higdon today than we have. I mean, what has he been doing to put himself in a position to get that kind of run?
Yeah, well, he came in his freshman camp and impressed everybody, and then he just got banged up with injuries. And then the offseason he got mono and then hurt his knee. So he didn't do spring ball or the entire summer, and so he kind of came into camp no one had seen him for 8 months. But he didn't lose a step. He kept his body in great shape, and he's just a really natural runner that sees the field well.
Third row, all the way to the left, Dan.
I suppose either you can take this, but maybe Wilton. When you see your coach going for it on 4th and 1 on the very first drive of the game and wanting to pound it in, what kind of confidence does that give you, and what do you think about the offense?
Yeah, it's just cool that he knows that we'll pick it up. I turn to the sideline after the third down, and I do this, and I know the whole offense is doing the same thing, and he kind of gets a grin on his face because I know his mindset is he wants to smash it in for a touchdown too. So it's cool that we're all on the same page.
First row, middle, Josh.
Chris, this is for you. 6 sacks today by the defensive front. You guys really set the tone really with that first drive, 2 sacks on that opening drive for Penn State. Can you just talk about that?
Yeah, we knew that Barkley was one of the best players, if not the best player on the offensive side. So we knew that once we shut down the run, we could get to the quarterback with the blitzes and different things that Coach Brown has us do. But those 2 sacks in the first drive were huge. Backed him up, set him up for Wilton, the offense, to punch it in and score a touchdown and start the game off with full speed ahead.
Second row, towards the left, Adam.
This question for Wilton. Mobility-wise today, it seems like you maybe just kind of awareness around you. I mean, you were kind of ducking and dodging. Just how much I guess from last week and the week before, where you were hit a little bit. I mean, did you keep that in the back of your mind, or what changed this week?
Yeah, I didn't want that hit last week I took. It kind of dictated the internal clock I had for the rest of the game, and I didn't want that to kind of carry over into this game. So I wanted to hang in the pocket as long as I could, but when the opportunity was there, I knew I needed to make plays with my feet, and I was able to do that.
How would you assess, I guess, your ability on your feet? Is that something that you've always been able to do, or was today kind of like the high level for you?
No, yeah, that's something I think I've always been able to do. I don't like to rely on it. I'd much rather find completions and use my arm, but when I need to pick up a first down with my feet, I can do that.
Front row, left.
Yeah, well, talk about the running game in support of your arm. I mean, it was running by committee to a little extent, but Smith had a great game.
Yeah, I think there was one drive, I think it was the 3rd or 4th quarter, but we called the same play like 8 times in a row. We would just flip it back and forth. And I started laughing looking at the play call because they do the same signal, the same number in every time, and the linemen were getting so excited because I'd call the same play, and I think we were getting like 9 or 10 a pop. So when that happens, it's demoralizing, probably for a defense. I've never played defense, but I can imagine that would suck to go through that every single play, having someone just run you over. So that builds our confidence and probably makes them lose confidence.
Front row, middle, John.
Of course, even though it's a next man up mentality, to give you a little boost to see Jordan back, Taco back, Mohurst playing more?
Yeah, it's great. Taco's one of our best pass rushers. Jordan Lewis is an All-American, so when you have those 2 back in the lineup, it makes that defense that much stronger, the rotation that much stronger, and we're all happy about it.
All the way to your left here, standing, Katie.
Obviously, last week the team started off with a rough start. This week, going into this game, what was the mindset going into the game and into the first game of the conference?
Is that for me or
for anyone?
I think our mindset was start fast and don't let up. I think it might have been 21 zip at one point, and start fast, get 20-0, yeah. Get the offensive ball back as soon as possible, pin them back and by their end zone, and especially on the defensive side of the ball, be aggressive and fly around and have fun.
Middle of the third row on your left, Kevin.
Chris, just going back to Jordan 1 sec. when he's out there and a quarterback tends to not be targeting his side of the field, how does that help you guys on the line? Does it make it easier to get into the pocket, make some sacks, make that type of stuff happen?
Yeah, I think a lot of our, at least some of the sacks today were coverage sacks. All the DBs, not only Jordan, do a great job of covering and knowing their assignments, and when the quarterback's back there for 7-8 seconds, it's a great benefit for the defensive line to get back there and sack the quarterback and make plays.
Third row, middle right, Brendan.
Will and a couple guys on the team decided to raise their fist during the national anthem. Was there any internal conversation about that beforehand?
No, not that I was aware of. I was actually right behind that, and I think they kind of all had that conversation right there. I don't know if they had planned it or not, but they're raising awareness. So,
Any other questions? John, front left, and we'll get to the back.
Yeah, for either of you guys, I'm guessing you know what Wisconsin did today. Thoughts about them coming in here next week with probably what'll be a top 10 matchup?
yeah, we're really excited. Anytime we, obviously any game in the conference is huge, but when it's a top 10 matchup and they went into East Lansing today and handled their business, so we're excited to get in the film room tomorrow and start studying what we need to do to accomplish what we want to accomplish.
Got time for a few more, starting with the back left.
Wilton, as specific as you can be, how much has changed with the team and with yourself over the span of 4 games as you would measure it tonight?
Yeah, we just, every game we learn from the mistakes and we build on them, and we get in the film room on Sundays, we say, okay, this is what we need to do, this is what we need to do better, and this is what we need to keep doing. And every game, every week, you do that on a Sunday, and then you get back in on Monday, and it's time for the next opponent. So.
But would you say that would probably be most directed at the offensive line, even at this point, in terms of growth over 4 weeks?
The whole offense, the offense as a whole, from receivers to running back. I think, 5 different guys scored today, and the offensive line and myself, the rest of the quarterbacks. We're not going to take steps back. That's never the goal, and we're going to keep progressing.